Hey there riders, it's MotoJourno Chris here today, and while it's relatively old news now, last September Honda announced the Africa Twin was receiving an update in 2020 with a capacity and performance boost, some weight shed, Euro 5 compliance, a revised chassis, expanded electronics package and a touchscreen TFT. Now the Africa Twin has seen huge success here in Australia and indeed around the world, leading the adventure touring segment in sales back in 2017, locally at least, although it's worth noting BMW's combined R1200 GS lineup saw similar numbers, but are split by model in the official sales charts. Now in 2018, the Africa Twin shared the top spot with the Suzuki DR650 SE, although again, combined R1200 GS figures topped both, while we saw quite the drop-off in 2019, which with a new model update on the horizon isn't all that surprising. The standard Africa Twin was $17,499 here in Australia in 2019, offering pretty exceptional value for a high specification adventure touring model without jumping up to the adventure sport version, while the 2020 version is currently priced at $19,999 RRP, with both figures needing an on-road cost added for an out-the-door price. The Adventure Sport, on the other hand, will set you back $23,499 plus on roads in 2020, with the 2019 pricing previously starting at $19,499, so we are seeing quite a jump. The Adventure Sports will also be available with DCT, adding an additional $1,000 to the price, or as a DTC ES model, which adds $3,000 to the standard price, and that's the electronic suspension, of course. Now, with the R1200 GS models doing so well in a slightly more premium price range, it seems like Honda are upping their game and pricing to match. So here's a quick look at what's been updated for an idea of what's new in 2020, as well as the existing features. The engine, for starters, is a 1084cc unit now, delivering 75 kilowatts of power and 105 newton meters of peak torque, with a new cylinder head, valve timing, throttle body and exhaust. The transmission has also been optimized to save weight, with an exhaust valve helping control pressure for improved low RPM sound and high RPM performance, according to Honda. Part of that is probably Euro 5 restrictions too, which seem to be steadily pushing allowed sound levels into soulless depths, maybe to make electronic vehicles more palatable to rev heads. The peak power arrives at 7,500 RPM, while peak torque is 6,250 RPM, with Honda promising increased performance is felt from as low as 2,500 RPM, which for your regular everyday rider is where they'll be using it rather than at peak. The capacity increase is due to a longer stroke, 6mm taller to 81.5mm, and the bore remains 92mm, with compression run at 10.1 to 1, and the cylinder sleeves are now aluminium. There's a 2.5 kilogram weight saving in the engine alone, which is roughly 50% of the entire lightening of the 2020 model. Of course, the 270-degree crankshaft is retained with the character that offers, while a larger throttle body is fitted with the ECU updated, as are the injectors. The clutch diameter has also been slimmed down with reduced spring tension for a lighter lever pull, with stronger gear material also touted. The electronics package has also been updated with traction control intervention optimized for off-road use, while wheelie control has been added with 3 levels, alongside a new off-riding mode for the rider modes offered. There's also 4 levels of power delivery and 3 levels of engine braking, alongside the 7 levels of traction control, which can also be turned off. Standard modes have presets for each of these settings, as you'd expect, with 2 custom modes that are entirely customizable for the rider's needs. Now, Bosch provides the MM7.10 6-axis IMU, which also controls ABS and the rear lift control, with electronics getting quite expansive at this stage. A TFT 6.5-inch touchscreen display is particularly premium and now offers Apple CarPlay connectivity and Bluetooth connectivity with daytime running lights and cruise control standard fitment. LED headlights are a new design as well, and knuckle guards are standard. Another cool feature is the indicators, which are auto-cancelling but will also function as hazard lights on sudden braking from over 50 kilometers an hour as detected by the IMU, without needing any rider input, helping boost visibility in sudden brake emergency situations, hopefully helping to prevent someone inattentive rear-ending you. We can hope. On the chassis side of things, the steel semi-double cradle frame is updated, with Honda boasting it's both lighter and stronger, saving 1.8 kilograms, with a bolt-on aluminium subframe featured and 40mm slimmer across the seat for an easier reach to ground, and that is despite the seat height not changing. That seat height remains an adjustable 850 or 870mm, with a low 825mm option available and a high 895mm option also available. While the seat height remains unchanged, the screen has also been shortened to provide better vision down the road or track, while handlebars are raised by 22.5mm for a more upright seating position and better comfort, which should benefit riders both sitting and standing according to Honda. The aluminium swing arm is CRF1100 inspired and also almost saves 500 grams with improved rigidity promised. Suspension remains 45mm Showa inverted forks with full adjustability and 230mm of travel, while the Showa rear shock offers 220mm of travel and is also fully adjustable. Brakes remain 2-piece radial mount 4-piston calipers on 310mm front wave rotors, while a 256mm rear disc is grabbed by a single piston caliper. The 2-channel ABS offers both on and off-road settings, and the rear can be switched off. Wheels are stainless steel wire-spoke items with a 21" by 2.15 front and an 18" by 4 rear, and feature aluminium rims. Either Bridgestone Battle Axe Adventure Cross Tourer or Metzler Karoo street tyres will be fitted, and both require tubes. Now, what about the Adventure Sport, I hear you ask? Imagining hopefully you've stuck around this long. You're getting the same updates alongside a 24.8 litre fuel tank with greater wind protection from the fairing and side panels, a height adjustable screen, large sump guard, aluminium carrier on the rear, and an upgrade to tubeless tyres and wheels. The Africa Twin Adventure Sport offers what Honda calls a continent-crossing long-haul setup with an ACC charger and heated grips as standard fitment. A big point of note for those of shorter stature is probably going to be the Adventure Sport now sharing the same seat height of the standard model, representing a 50mm lower seat height than before for those who want the full kit out but may have found it too tall previously. This has resulted in shorter suspension travel on the new Adventure Sport. However, Honda have revised the Showa fork and shock setup to ensure performance is retained, and it still has the same long travel suspension as the standard edition. Also available as an option is the Showa electronically equipped ride adjustment, or EERA, offering electronic damping and preload control. The Africa Twin Adventure Sport also saves 5 kilograms in weight, however, does weigh in at 238 kilograms compared to the standard version's 226 kilograms, with both being curb weights. Also available is DCT or double clutch transmission, adding 10 kilograms to the curb weight and offering an automatic gearing experience with 2 modes. S for a more performance-driven experience, holding gears longer and downshifting sooner, and a D mode for more everyday use, as well as a manual transmission mode for those who just want to ride normally. And Honda are proud to boast that their DCT system has been sold in over 100,000 motorcycles in Europe alone since its introduction 10 years ago, with it being a popular choice where available. New for 2020 in the Africa Twin is also cornering detection for the DCT system, which adjusts the shifting program to optimize the system in this situation. So overall, we're seeing the Honda Africa Twin updated, getting quite a few more features and some great improvements, while the price has also been raised to match. What do you think of the changes? Is this a bike that you're going to be looking at in 2020? There's certainly a lot of adventure touring options on the market, new or updated this year. I'm interested to hear your thoughts on where you think the new Africa Twin sits in the adventure touring segment now, and as always, thank you for watching the video. Leave your thoughts below, and and stay safe out there. Thanks again.